Hello, good afternoon. How y'all doing? I know it's lunchtime, so I know y'all on y'all lunch break. You better make sure you don't go into overtime. You know they be checking them time cards at the when it's close to payday, y'all. It is your girl, Lady Mocha, and I want to thank you for tuning in to Cafe Day Petteries. For all of you who didn't get a chance to check it out, I finally did my video on welfare is the ultimate pimp of all pimps. Yes, I finally did that video as promised. I told y'all that I was going to explain how welfare has become the pimp, has pimped all welfare recipients, while a lot of these welfare recipients are low common denominators, thinking they are the ones that's taking advantage of the system is actually taking advantage of them. So if you didn't check it out already, when you get a chance, just look into my channel and you will see welfare is the ultimate pimp of all pimps, y'all. It was a very good discussion, and I definitely put a lot of time and energy and effort into doing my research. That was the first topic I actually did. Well, no, I won't say first, but maybe the third topic where I actually did a lot of my research, and I actually studied and did my homework before I actually presented y'all with that video. So when you get a chance, just take a chance and check it out. On that note, y'all, I definitely had came up with a new recipe, a new topic for all of you today. And at the end of my video, or even if you want to pause the video now, that's fine. I left a link beneath there until I get a hang as to how to edit my videos. I don't know why YouTube took that luxury away from us being able to edit videos. I don't know, so I'm gonna have to go about it another route. But whatever the case is, I'm gonna leave the link to the video that pretty much explains the reason why I decided to come up with this recipe, this topic with Cafe Day Petteries. If you click on that link, it is a video of a black gentleman. I can't remember his name, but a black gentleman who's on the Judge Mathis show, and apparently he has a child from a white female. You can tell she's not one of those very classy ones. She's not like no Jennifer Aniston, any type of white female. You can tell she's kind of on the trailer park side or whatever. But you know, for every woman, every race does a ghetto woman. There's ratchetness in every race, y'all. Okay, it's not just black ratchetness. You got some white ratchetness out there too, honey. You got some Puerto Rican ratchetness out there. You got some Mexican ratchetness. So ratchetness does not discriminate at all. But on that video, he basically has a child from this white female, and basically I guess he decided to take her to court because there have been some type of issues between the both of them as far as custody battling with the little girl that they both had together. So long story short, she starts off, talking with a little bit of common sense and basically, putting him on blast, basically telling the judge about how he's been treating her and things of that nature. So as time goes on and they proceed on with the case and everything, you start noticing slowly but surely, the ratchetness started emerging as she was giving her case to Judge Mathis. And basically where I do commend him is, although she tried to put him on blast about him messing with another white female that works at a school kitchen or cafeteria, something of that nature. She called herself trying to belittle the new white girlfriend apparently that he brought on the show with him. So of course she's in her feelings, like most women are when you move on and you get you a new chick, and she's talking all reckless, putting the other lady down, and the other white lady, what I do commend is she was reserved. She didn't get ratchet. She didn't even though the white girl's throwing all kind of shade, I like the fact that she kept her composure. The new white girl kept her composure, the new girlfriend or whatever, that's with the black guy. So after saying all of these things or whatever, basically the black guy, he presented to Judge Mathis all of the evidence that he had on her as far as her being a ratchet ass trailer park mom. So he brought up all the evidence that he got from DFACS, Child Social Services, and all of this nature, that there has been several issues with her. I think she had I can't remember if she had like drug issues or alcohol issues, all kind of issues. But where I commend him was he came to the courtroom fully loaded. He had all of his guns in all of his bullets in his chamber, okay? And that's why I tell black folks, you need to do your research. And I tell you, black men out here, when it comes to child support, do your research, know your rights, okay? Because the law will make you feel like you have no rights, okay? I will give him this. He definitely did his research, and he didn't come to the courthouse half-stepping. He presented all the reports, her criminal record, that she obviously has had issues in the past, with being violent and stabbing other females and all of that. And I'm like, wow, she's looking like this innocent poor little white girl, she definitely cut from a totally different cloth. Because I'm telling you, man, I mean, white women are not as pure and innocent as a lot of people try to perceive them to be. You got some cutthroat white chicks, okay, who has no mercy. And this case definitely indicates that. It clearly indicates that. After he put her on blast and he had all this evidence, and basically was able to prove that she was not this perfect, white female that she tried to present herself to be. Judge Mathis basically, he came down hard on her, and I can tell she was really embarrassed. Who wouldn't be? She was really embarrassed. But what added insult to injury was the new white guy. So I guess she decided to cross over once she saw being with a black guy is not all of what it's cracked up to be. Guess she decided to cross back over and go back, cross back and go back in the safety zone and deal with a guy her color race. Okay, so she's with this new white guy apparently. So I guess he's in his feelings about the black guy, because like I tell a lot of you men who deal with women who have children, these women will act like they are victims. They will act like their baby daddies are no good, like these poor helpless single mothers who can't get these fathers to cooperate. And a lot of you men coming to these situations already hostile, having nasty attitudes towards the baby's father, not even realizing that she's not telling you the whole truth. She's only telling you the parts that's going to make you sympathize with her and make you feel sorry for her, okay? She's not going to tell you what she did, okay? She's not going to say, I was a hoe, he caught me sleeping with his best friend, I was out there, messing with all kind of dudes, which is probably why he really didn't believe the child I had with him was his. They don't tell you the whole truth, guys. And you guys come in and you simps, deal with these women who got children, and you automatically feel sorry for them, and you already got a grudge or attitude against the other dude, not even understanding the facts until she turns around and does the same exact thing to you. Then you understand. Now you see why the other guy was the way he was with her. So basically, this white guy, her new white boyfriend or whatever, comes to her defense or whatever. And basically, where the black guy was smart, because I guess they was beefing all because of her, making herself like the victim. The black guy and the white guy had a confrontation, and I guess the black guy was smart enough to record it. He recorded her boyfriend calling him the N-word, okay? And ironically, the funny part about this is how she was getting her rocks off watching her new dude throw shade, calling her baby father the N-word. What this trailer park hoe ain't understanding is your child is mixed. She's half black. So what do you think he thinks of your child? This is what I'm saying. Some women get so thirsty, be so happy to have a man, you know what I'm saying, that they just don't read in between the lines when a man is insulting their own children, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, Judge heard the recording, when the white guy called, when her white boyfriend called her black baby daddy the N-word. So all things went left from there. So as you see in the video, it really escalated. It got ugly. And basically, what ended up happening towards the end was the judge ruled out in his favor. She ended up looking like the crazy female she tried to conceal herself not to be. So of course her white boyfriend gets upset, gets outraged, threatens to beat him up and fight him and all of this other stuff. And you know, the black guy was like, you know, because the underlying issue with the case was he really wasn't having visitation rights, and she was depriving his daughter, all because she's in her feelings with him. So basically, you know, she intentionally did not want child support from him, and the reason she wasn't trying to fight to get child support was because she knew if she had fought to get child support, that child support will automatically give him his rights as long as he was making his payments on time. So that's how she tried to be slick. So as a lot of guys may think they get over sometimes not paying child support, some women do that so that way you have no rights. So if you're one of those fathers who you want rights to your children, unfortunately child support is going to be your best friend. Unfortunately, if you want rights to your child. If you're one of those men where you just don't want to be bothered, hey, that was something, ham bam wham bam, and the kid came out of the situation, you don't want to be bothered, then you know, you don't want visitation, then that may be another story. But if you want visitation, you definitely got to go through child support, because child support is going to honor that. And this trailer park broad, she knew child support will honor him getting visitation. And the bad part about it was, as they was arguing and her white boyfriend was threatening her black baby daddy, she has a child on her hip, and on her way going out the door, as the bailiff was escorting them out, you're going to see on the video, she said, see her face, you would never see her again. Okay, so already she's letting it be clear that I'm going to make it by any means necessary. I'm going to try to make your life miserable. I'm going to make sure that you have no access to something you dearly love, because I know you don't love me, you love this child, and because you love this child, I'm gonna make it my business to use this child as a weapon to prove a point, to let you know you hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you. So he basically said at the end, which was diligent of him, he said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead on the child support and file it myself, because I already know she's not going to do it, because she knows that if she does, I'm going to get visitation and everything. So the story was really interesting. Okay, and again, I got the link to the bottom of it, so when you get a chance, check it out. I know it's an old case, but the reason I chose this case because I find it so interesting. You got so many brothers who are going on the other side thinking it's going to be easy. Now, this is not to say that, you know, I'm totally against interracial dating. I'm not against interracial dating. I'm not saying that every time a black man who decides to get with a white woman has an issue with that white woman and things go wrong, that see, that's what you get. You should have stayed on the black hand side, so you get exactly what you deserve. I'm not on no get out, you know, get out type of hatred. You know what I'm saying? Who you love is who you love, and if she's a good woman, regardless of her race, regardless of her statue, then if she makes you a better man, that's all that matters. It don't matter if she's black, white, purple, or red, as long as she's a good woman and she handles her business. Okay, so my point is this though, what the whole point about it is, what men have to realize, not just black women, all women are crazy as hell, depending on what kind of woman you get and what you did to get her that way. Okay, as you see in this case, okay, she was a white girl carrying on almost like a black female. Okay, you know, she just took ratchet, she was just as ratchet as any other sister, a black sister you would probably meet from out the project somewhere. She had no class. Evidently she didn't take care of her children, because DFACS had a long list of all kind of reports on her because his daughter had a rash and all of that. You could just tell she's the bottom of the totem pole. Now I know a lot of guys will probably say, well, of course, you know, she's not the typical white type of female that most black men will go for. Most black men try to go for, if they do decide to date outside their race, they're not gonna go trailer park. The majority of them black men who do date other women outside of their races, usually they get other women, you know, white women or Puerto Rican women, Latino women, whatever. They get women that are usually really classy, usually well elegant, well educated, well together. You don't see too many black guys that are well off, pick up, some trailer park. They're not gonna deal with a black girl from the projects, and they're not gonna deal with a white trailer park girl either. You know what I'm saying? But this is my whole point. Okay, what I really want men to understand by viewing this video, that all women have that ratchetness, depending on how you take them there. Okay, it's just that ratchetness is emerged on different levels, depending on what type of woman she is, and depending on what you have done to her to get her to that point, to make her be so evil. Because I hear a lot of male commentators and all kind of vloggers who are constantly talking about how black women are crazy, black women don't know how to conduct themselves, we loud, we ratchet. And yeah, a lot of us are. Yes, a lot of us are, until we come to that point to where we learn how to be women and not be ratchet, and learn how to conduct ourselves even when we're being challenged, even when we're being disrespected. Yes, the majority of us are ratchet. I got to agree on that, but at the same token, there's many factors that have played into that. Okay, you have had some, just like you got some brothers out here who have been burnt and been taken advantage of and have been used. Believe it or not, there are some solid, genuine, good black women out there who have become beasts because they have taken a gamble or taken a chance on men who they thought were good for them, who ended up being the complete opposite of what they presented themselves to be. What I don't want is a lot of people believe in the hype that black women only pick up men that's below the lowest common denominator. Not all black women like drug boys, okay? Not all black women like men that are abusive or men that are thugs, or men who got a bunch of kids by different women. Believe it or not, some black women, we can be really, really picky. We got standards, just like a lot of you black men out there. We have standards. Certain stuff we would not go for. Now, if you're the type of black female that your mentality is small and you simple-minded, yes, these are the type of females that will draw any type of man, all kind of men, and mostly the worst type of men. Okay, if she has not been raised and had a good mother as a mentor, and raised her to know what to look for, or a father, especially a father. If she hasn't had a father to teach her the ropes and show her how to avoid certain types of men, she's going to be a candidate of picking up losers. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to get around it. Okay. But I know a lot of people gonna say, you're just trying to make excuses for black women. You trying to make us understand, and you trying to condone why black women are where we are. No, there's no such thing as condoning. But at the same time, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason. You may look at it as an excuse, and if you're the kind of person you already have a certain type of prejudice or a certain type of hatred for black women, then you're automatically going to feel like no matter what someone says they're about a black woman, especially if it's something positive, it's an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So but again, you have your choice. Everybody got their preference. And this is the main point though, because I'm really digressing. I'm going somewhere else. All women are crazy in their own way. Okay, like with this young white female in this video. Okay, yeah, she doesn't have she's not a black female, but you can clearly see she is off the chain. You can tell by the way she talks and the way she carries herself. She's not that educated. You can tell she's not that bright. Ratchetness, like I said, comes on different levels. Okay, and what a lot of brothers are finding out, who crossing over to that scene, that guess what? It's still problems over there too. If you look into the Hollywood world, the majority of these men in Hollywood who have been married to women outside of their races, the majority of them which I understood, because you had a lot of them who said, "Hey, this woman been with me since high school, or since we were sweet, since we were children." Like Cuba Gooding Jr. He was with his wife since 1994. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to stuff like that, I don't even look at color. I look at the fact it's loyalty. So a lot of these men are not with other women outside of their race because of their race. A lot of them is loyalty. I know a lot of black men who stated that they white wives were with them when they had nothing, okay, when they were down to the bottom. I remember Tay Diggs said the same thing about his wife, how before he got his acting gig, he didn't have anything. He didn't even have enough money to buy her a flower, and she stood by him. Now, this is not to say black women don't do it too, because you got Denzel Washington's wife, you got Robert De Niro's wife. You have a lot of black women in the industry who are down, or who are with men in the industry who have been down by law. Samuel L. Jackson's wife, okay? So this white women and black women thing, people just need to get that out of their minds. It's all about finding a woman that's down by law, regardless of her skin color. So, a lot of these brothers who are out there, I used to be one of black women. I used to be very judgmental. I came front. I was bitter when I would see, a handsome, intelligent looking black guy with this plain Jane, white chick or whatever. It would really make me feel some type of way. But at the same time, looking back, I know I felt that way because I didn't have a black man of my own. So that automatically gave me some type of haterism. Once I got in a solid relationship of my own, I didn't feel like that. You know what I mean? So I guess some black women, especially those who are single, looking at it like, wow, that's one guy that I could have potentially been with. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, some of us, again, when you lonely, you always looking at everything from a desperate. Your perspective is based on whatever state of mind of desperation you're in at the moment. Because the crazy part is, half of us, if these brothers were single, we probably wouldn't even give them the time of day anyway, just because we see them with somebody else who happens to be outside our race. Now it's making us feel some type of way. Again, like I said, some of these men who came up in the industry, who wasn't nothing, they white wives or whatever stood by them and waited for them to get big, and waited for them. And when they get in that industry, and they run into black women, the black woman is already looking at him and sizing him up because of the color of his wife or whatever, not realizing that he didn't just pick her to pick her. This woman she stood by him, before he became this big famous star or whatever. People always want to judge based on what stage they run into that person's life, what stage they meet that person in. When you wasn't there in the beginning, when the chapter was first written, you know what I'm saying, you really don't know, you know what I mean, how it started off. Or we judgmental, but how can you be judgmental about a story when you only read in the middle of it and you ain't read the beginning? You know what I'm saying? So again, also the point I wanted to address was, a lot of these men in Hollywood have also found out that, even it comes a point when white women get tired, they get fed up. Tay Diggs is no longer with his wife. They've been divorced about 2-3 years, and they was together for a very long time, had a very handsome son, and whatever his whatever it was about him, it wasn't enough to make her stick and say, this is my black husband, I'm gonna stand by him no matter what. Whatever it was, she got tired of the bull crap, evidently, and said, enough is enough, I'm out. She divorced him. You also had other actors like Terrence Howard. He's on wife number 2. I don't want to say the rest of his of the women he was with incorrectly. I couldn't tell if they were Latino or Hispanic, I'm not sure, but he's on his second wife. The first wife just couldn't deal with him. She said she couldn't deal with the abuse or whatever accusations she made, because we don't have the facts or whatever. She couldn't deal with them. The singer Seal, he was married to his wife Heidi Klum for years. They ended up divorcing. I think they're trying to reconcile. I'm really not sure, or if they're just trying to tough it out for the sake of their children. Kimora Simmons, she's been with different men of races. Her first husband was Russell Simmons, and then she I had a child for him, Digimon, whatever his name is, the African actor. He played on Beauty Shop as Queen Latifah's love interest. You know, and the list goes on. Half of them aren't even together. And this is not to throw shade, but what I'm saying is, no matter who you end up with, guess what? There's going to be challenges. There's going to be problems, you know. Even Elin, when Elin found out Tiger Woods was out there, you know, screwing all kind of women, fornicating, committing adultery, because that's what it is. You're committing adultery if you're married. It's fornicating if you're not married and you just have all kind of random sex partner. He was having an adultery, and all kind of women came out of the woodworks, and I can only imagine the humiliation she felt. As you see, Kevin Hart going through something like that now. You know, and his wife is of another race. I just keep telling y'all, my point is this. You're going to still have you some challenges, honey. It's not safe. Don't think you're playing it safe because you're going on the opposing team. It's still going to be some challenges. What makes a relationship work has nothing to do with color. It has everything to do with respect. It has everything to do with being faithful. It has everything to do with honesty. And it has everything to do with y'all putting God first in y'all relationships, okay? And that's the same thing for black women who choose to date white guys, okay? You know, a lot, and that my whole moral is, a lot of people date outside their race because they think it's safer. They think it's less challenges. Let me tell you something, black guys. You piss a white woman off the right way, she will nail your ass to the cross just like a project chick, okay? All right, and it's meant because let me tell you something. White women aren't like they used to be. Okay, white women ain't taking the trash they used to take back then. When white women used to be very docile, highly submissive. Ain't too many of them playing that no more. You know what I'm saying? They starting to really like, you know, put the game on lock like these sisters out here. They not playing that. Why you think so many of these white women in Hollywood are leaving these black successful men? You know, because to them it is not, it's, you know, they're in a different space now. Times have changed. You know, it's not, they're white women are catching on, and I guess they're getting to the point where they realize, you know, okay, you think because I'm a white woman I'm gonna sit up here and allow you to disrespect me and humiliate me. You know, Tiger's ex-wife Elin got the hell up out of there. She said, no way in hell, this man embarrassed me and humiliated me in front of the world. She got her millions, but what I did like about her, and I wish more black women had that diligence, and some of us do. Even when he embarrassed her, humiliated her, I never heard her speak one bad thing about him. I never heard her throw any shade, even after he humiliated him. Because at the end of the day, you know what? She was wise enough to see that is my child's father. Those are still my children's father. Regardless of what he did, he's going to have to explain that to them when they get older. I'm not going to go and bash him, because you got some black women, honey, in the celebrity world, when they get bitter and their husbands leave them, they will go do an interview with CNN, Yanla, they will go on The View, they will go everywhere and blast and talk about him like a dog. And I would give Miss Elin that. She kept her composure. I never heard her say one bad thing about that man. You know, and it's some sisters that do it, like the singer Khalees. You know, she has a child from Nas, and I loved when she said this. You know, a lot of people have asked her, you know, how she feels about, you know, Nas and this and that or whatever. And what she said was, you know, regardless of what issues me and Nas have, that's between me and him. That has nothing to do with our son. You know, his relationship with him was totally different from his relationship with me. I'm not going to persuade my son or try to convince my son to hate his daddy or not like his daddy just because things didn't work out with us. I will allow my son to, when he gets old enough, to make his own judgment based on the kind of relationship he has with his father. Not what kind of relationship me and his father had. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's awesome for a woman that's angry and hurt and in her feelings, to not allow her feelings to influence how her child connects with the man she chose to conceive that child with. That's really grace. And that's maturity. And I think that is so flawless when a woman can know she's been hurt and been betrayed and still keep her diligence and still act like a lady and not allow that ratchetness. If you one of those women, power to you. Because I know it's not easy having to conduct yourself as a woman. Be quiet. Keep your mouth closed. Because, if you get loud, they already feel like black women, we loud. We don't know how to carry ourselves. We obnoxious. So especially when I see a sister carry herself with grace and not get all on these CNN, news and try to blast and make these men look more like the villains, because you don't have to. What's done in the dark will come out in the light. You don't have to put somebody on blast and tell everybody how much he ain't never took care of his kids, he ain't never been a good husband. Eventually, the true colors will reflect. Like in the case with the Kevin Hart case, the new woman came along, Kaneko. I don't know what her name is. It's a pretty name, but anyway, I'll just call her Miss Hart since she is the wife. Miss Hart number 2 since she's the second wife. Miss Hart number 2, she got with Mr. Hart, and we all know the story. For y'all who don't know, she was the appetizer when he was married to Miss Hart number 1. Tory, it is what it is. And I'm not knocking her, because there's a lot of women out there who have done that and judging her and acting like they ain't did it. A lot of y'all graduated from side piece, the main wife, and you sit up there because you got the last name, you acting like you never was appetizer, knowing you was, you know what I'm saying? But anyhow, yeah, she she got up there and figured she had to one up on a wife, because women, we very competitive. We are. We always sizing how another woman looks, especially for somebody that's with someone we are no longer with, or we still have feelings for. Women are very catty and competitive. Women are always sizing up other women, especially if that woman is with somebody they used to be with. Why her eyebrows look like that? She don't arch her eyebrows. She don't ever get her toes done. Why she got so much flour dust in the back of her ankle? We be so, petty, straight petty. We constantly sizing each other up. And I guarantee y'all, I bet Miss Hart number 2, when she got up with Mr. Hart, I guarantee you she really thought she had to one up because of her complexion and her natural hair. I'm sure she looked at Tory like, she was basic. I'm sure she looked at Tory like a basic broad, and there's nothing basic about Tory. She's a very beautiful woman. Both of them are very beautiful women. But you have women that do that. They will size each other up. I don't know what he saw in her. That's this their favorite line, fellas, and I know you guys have heard this. That's the best you could do. Oh my gosh, we're quick to use that one. We're quick to say that's the best you could do. Girl could just have one little thing wrong with her. Just one little thing wrong. She could just have one titty smaller than the other. And I guarantee you, as soon as you get in an argument with your baby mama, I know you ain't talking about me. Not when you with the heifer that got one titty smaller than the other. I'm telling you, women is petty. They cannot stand to see a man they still care about move on, honey. I'm telling you, she could be drop dead gorgeous. She gonna find something wrong. But anyway, I'm sure she figured she was in a better place compared to his ex-wife, you know what I'm saying? To only find out that as beautiful as you are and as glamorous as you are, and even though you're about to be the mom of his child, he still was out there dealing with somebody. And the crazy part is the chick he was dealing with looks similar. If you look at the chick he that's exposed to him and look at his Miss Hart number 2, they look so much alike. Both light skin with pretty hair. And it still ain't stop them. Y'all women, y'all better stop thinking y'all looks got y'all in the door with these men, honey. These men will cheat on you for a Shrek ogre looking heifer. I'm telling you, honey. It is what it is, honey. I'm telling you. Don't think your looks got you in the door, honey. You will be shocked Okay, a man is only as faithful as his options. Hello. So on that note, I'm sure, she's really embarrassed, for the simple fact that she thought she really had it in the pocket, and I'm sure she lashed out behind closed doors. She lashed out. She cussed about. She probably threw a frying pan at him, and whatever. Because the bottom line is this, men, all women are crazy, depending on how you take them there. And some are just naturally crazy. You ain't even got to even go there with them. You just got some women that are crazy. You just have to be careful that you're not leading these women on. Don't make them believe you want something that you really don't want. That I don't care if she black, white, Puerto Rican, or Mexican. Every woman has that side of ratchetness if you bring it out of her. I've been with my husband 17 years, and when we was young and dumb, just getting together, not really knowing how to really handle our issues, because relationships don't come with manuals. It's one of those things you have to learn as you go. And I would really, when I was upset with him, he brought out the ratchetness in me. I threw eggs at his work truck. He woke up the next morning, saw all the eggs on his windshield because I was mad about him trying my patience and stuff. I was in my 20s, 21, emotionally undeveloped. Didn't know wasn't woman enough to be able to deal with my issues and deal with my anger in another way, and he was more upset that I wasted the breakfast than I did putting the yolk on his truck. I just remember him getting up one morning and saying, "Really? How you sat down and waste all that breakfast like that?" He was more upset about that than what I did to his truck. But I thank you, God, for delivering me from being crazy, because I was just so in love with him, and still is. So when he did stuff like anything, I just overreacted, and it just took him embracing that part of me and realizing that I'm crazy. I was crazy because I was crazy about him. That's what made me crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's different if a woman is crazy and disrespecting you at the same time. A woman can't be crazy, but yet she honed on you and screwed your friend, and now she want to stab you the moment she find out you messing with somebody. You got some women that's just crazy because they just crazy about the man. You know what I'm saying? But there's a difference between crazy and psychotic. Now, if she's stabbing you in your sleep versus slashing your tires, you may have a whole nother problem right there. But I don't condone violence on any level. If you have a problem with each other, don't vandalize each other's things. Don't try to hurt each other, because life is so short. And things can get way out of hand. There's many people who are in prison right now, all because of a small misunderstanding, and they didn't expect for things to go that far. So don't do none of what I just said. Don't egg your man's car. Don't stab his tires. Don't put no, don't put no hot sauce in his boxes or nothing like that. Just try to handle it in an adult manner. Okay, but on that note, that is the point. The main objective that I want to make is all women are crazy men in our own way. Some of us are crazy based on circumstance, meaning something happened that made us be that way. Some are just born crazy, meaning she was born schizophrenic, bipolar. If you meet this broad, you better check her medicine cabinet, guys. Make sure she ain't taking no Prozac or none of that, because that's a different type of crazy. That's a crazy that you're not going to be able to resolve. Now, if she's crazy by circumstance, because you lied to her, or you did something to her, or you made her believe something, or she's just insecure. And some women are just insecure because, again, like a lot of men been burnt. You have a lot of women that have been burned, and they're scarred from it. You know what I'm saying? The bad part is not only a lot of women are burnt, but they got a lot of baggage with being burned, being that they may have children by these men that didn't mean them well and things of that nature. So it makes it harder to get past it when somebody you burnt, you got to still see them, you got a child from them. That's why I've always been careful about how I put myself out there, because I did not want to have a child from somebody I would get stuck and hate for the rest of my life. I tell anybody, if you want to get rid of somebody who don't mean you any good, if you want that person out your life, and definitely do not have a child from them. That's the only way you're going to escape have that craziness of having to deal with them. But men, keep in mind, all women are crazy as hell. There's no certain race. It's not just black. It's not just white. It's not just Mexican. It's not just Puerto Rican. If you don't think it's so, talk to other men of other races. Talk to a Puerto Rican man about, did his Puerto Rican wife ever do something? Did she ever try to shoot him? Did she ever try to choke him in his sleep? Ask a white man about his white wife. Has she ever tried to verbally or physically go at him when he tested her? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can talk to other men of other races before you actually go to that other race to find out. You know what I'm saying? All women are emotional. All of us are crazy in our own way. All of us could bring ratchetness out. All us got that bitch in us, okay? All right, like I said, Tiger Woods on the second girlfriend, she couldn't even deal with him, and she was white. I mean, if you're a man that's difficult to deal with, ain't no woman gonna want to deal with you. I don't care what your race is. Same thing as a woman. If you are a difficult woman, I don't care what race you is, nobody's not going to stay with you, y'all. Again, it's not about color. It's about loyalty. It's about maturity. It's about spirituality. Making sure you and that person spiritually connect, okay? Let's not make it about race. It's not just a black women crazy thing, white women crazy thing. Crazy is crazy, honey. Crazy don't discriminate. And crazy is contagious, all right? So with that being said, it is your girl, Lady Mocha. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, share it Facebook, share it Instagram, share it with people, share it with some people that's crazy, who don't think they crazy. Maybe they'll pick up on something I said that'll help them identify with their inner craziness. All right, again, shout out to all of my followers, shout out to all of the other vloggers out there who's doing your thing. I'm not hating. This type of world is big enough for all of us, you feel me? So y'all have a wonderful weekend, y'all. If you're going to drink, make sure you have a designated driver, and make sure you have a homegirl that's going to look out for you, and make sure you don't take no 400-pound dude home with you. It's your girl, Lady Mocha, and y'all have a wonderful weekend, and it's been nice riding with y'all. And like I said, I'm always pouring y'all a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge. It's Lady Mocha. Y'all have a wonderful day.